Children, today we are going to start with the next chapter, which is trigonometric functions. You may wonder that okay, fine, we are done with an abstract topic like relations and functions, and now we will be doing more of calculation in this. But if you focus on the name of the chapter itself, it is not simply trigonometry, it is trigonometric functions. So you need to understand how it is connected to what we have learned till now. Now, before we come to that connection, there are few things which you need to be aware of. We will be discussing them, and then we will see why it is trigonometric functions and not only trigonometry. First, we will see how angles are defined and they are measured. Till class 10th, you have seen the angles are measured only up to a right angle. To that only we were restricting in trigonometry. Okay, so the range of angle was from 0 to 90 degree. Fine, and we were using the concept of degrees to measure them. In this session, we will learn a new concept of measuring the angle. First, let us know how the angles are being denoted. You can see these two figures. Suppose OX is the initial position, and from here the angle moves by certain measure and takes a new position. Okay, so you can see the movement is taking place in anti-clockwise direction. So this is the actual way the angle will be measured. So these angles are termed as positive angles. Fine. But if we go in the reverse direction, like if this is the initial position and the position changes to OP in the clockwise direction, then that means you are measuring the angle in the opposite direction. So the angles are being termed as negative angles. Like it may happen that the angle swept here is 45 degree anti-clockwise and this is 45 degree clockwise. So both the angles will not be termed as 45 degree. Their measure of this will be termed as 45. Measure of this will be termed as minus 45. Minus tells us in which direction the angle is being swept. So in general, angles will be measured in anti-clockwise direction only. If you are measuring it clockwise, then the notation used will be negative. Now, as I told you, till class 10th, we were restricting to the angles of first quadrant. This year, we will go through the angles in all the four quadrants. You can see in all the four figures, I have taken the measurement of angle in the anti-clockwise direction only. This is the angle in the first quadrant. Angle in the second quadrant. See angle in the third quadrant and angle in the fourth quadrant. So this is how the angle in all the four quadrants can be denoted. So you can easily understand. Here the theta will have maximum value 90 degree. But when we talk about second quadrant, the angle will go till 180 degree. Fine. In the third quadrant, the angle will go up to 270 degree. And in the fourth quadrant, the angle can go up to 360 degree. After that, what happens? The size of angle will keep on increasing as we complete the revolution, but you will see they will be coinciding with the previous angles only. Once you complete one revolution and you further go, the size of the angle increases, but you will see it will coincide with some of the angle in the first quadrant and so on. Now coming to the measurement of angles, though there are three systems, but we have only two in our syllabus, we'll be discussing them. One of them is called sexagesimal system. Now this system we had been using, but up to the level of degrees only. Now we will talk about even smaller units of angle. So in this system, angle is measured in degrees, minutes and seconds. 1 degree is equal to 60 minutes. This is the notation for minutes. And 1 minute is 60 seconds. So when we will be doing questions based on this, we will try to, if the angle is in fraction, we'll try to convert it into smaller units of minutes and seconds also. The next is circular system. In this system, angles are measured in radians. So let us first understand what a radian is. It is an angle subtended at the center of a circle by an arc whose length is equal to the radius. So look at this figure and understand the definition. Suppose we have a circle with O as a center, then OA will denote the radius. In the same way, OB will also denote the radius. Now, if this arc length AB is equal to the length of the radius, okay? So, if I take an arc length R of the same length as that of the radius, then this arc, whatever angle it will make at the center, will be 1 radian. So see, let AB be an arc of a circle with length R unit and radius of the circle, which is OA or OB, which is also equal to R unit. In that case, this angle AOB will be 1 radian. Okay, now let us try to see the notation, how to write the various angles in terms of radians. Now in class 10th, you have done a result that this angle, which is subtended by an arc, it depends on the length of the arc. You can see, if I increase the length of the arc, the size of angle is also going to change. Okay, so if I have got two arc lengths, then whatever will be the ratio of the arc length, same will be the ratio of the angles they are subtending at the center. So using this concept, suppose I take one of the arc length to be AB and other arc length one complete revolution. That means starting from A and reaching again A. That means the arc length is equal to the circumference of the circle, which is 2 pi r. And we know very well, if the arc length will be 2 pi r, then the angle subtended will be 360 degrees, because we will take a complete angle of 360 degree. Now using the relation, see, this is the ratio of the angles by both the arcs and this is the ratio of the arcs. So in the numerator I have taken angle AOB, which is made by this arc. In the denominator I am writing 4 right angles. 4 right angles means 90 degree how many times? 4 times. That means an angle of 360 degree. So the ratio of these two angles will be same as the ratio of their arcs. Angle AOB is made by the arc AB and these 4 right angles can be obtained when we complete the circumference of the circle. So angle AOB can be written as this ratio multiplied by 4 right angle. So you can see arc AB we can replace by small r and circumference is 2 pi r only. Now when we simplify this, it reduces to, we get angle AOB as R and R we can cancel out. Even with 2, 4 gets eliminated and we get 2 over pi right angles. Okay, so this shows what? Angle AOB is a constant. It is independent of R, isn't it? So every time the angle which will be subtended at the center by a certain arc can be defined in this manner. Okay, for 1 radian we have already taken the condition as the arc length and the radius of the circles have to be same. So now we know that, because over there we calculated angle AOB to be 1 radian. So what are we getting? 1 radian is equal to 2 over pi right angles. Fine. Now this will help us in understanding the relation between degrees and radians. Now see, even this equation, if I slightly simplify, cross multiplying pi here, we get pi radians is equal to 2 right angles. Okay, this will give us the relation between degrees and radians. Okay, 2 right angles can be written as what? Right angle means 90 degree. So 2 right angles will come out to be 180 degree. So what do we understand from here? Pi radians, this is the symbol for radian. Pi radians is equal to 2 right angles into 90 degrees. That means 180 degrees. So this is the relation between radians and degrees. Using this, all the angles you have learnt in degrees can be converted into radians. So therefore, radians can be converted into degrees by using this. If I cross multiply pi, we get 1 radian is equal to 180 over pi degrees. Or if I convert degree into radians, cross multiplying 180 here, we get 1 degree is equal to pi over 180 radians. Now using this, let us quickly write some frequently used angles. Okay, let us evaluate for 90 degrees. 90 degree will be how much? Pi over 180 into 90 radians. This comes out to be pi by 2. So 90 degree we will be writing now as pi by 2 radians. In the same way, suppose I have to calculate 45 degree. It will be pi over 180 into 45. That is pi by 4 radians. You can convert 60 degree. 60 degrees will be pi over 180 into 60. With 60 we can cancel out 180. It comes out to be 3. So this reduces to pi over 3 radians. In the same manner, you can calculate 30 degree in terms of radians.